Please be seated. It's my pleasure to welcome you to the White Coat Ceremony for the class entering in 2021. This has been a formidable year, both 21 and 20, that we will probably never forget. I'm Selwyn Vickers, the Senior Vice President of Medicine and Dean of the School of Medicine. And as we begin, I want to thank each of you for coming as loved ones and friends, but also equally important for helping us stay safe. The decision to have this in person in the context of the spread of the coronavirus in our state was not easy. So our ask that you wear masks was for our own protection and for those who we care about, and I appreciate you following those guidelines. For our students, many of them, if not most of them, have already taken the first step of essentially wearing their white coat by doing what's best for their patients and their fellow student by getting vaccinated. I commend you all. I know more than 90% of you have chosen to do that, and we're very thankful and appreciative of that decision. And that's a great step toward this first milestone in the journey to becoming a physician. Today you will receive your white coat, which symbolizes your entrance into the medical profession. And this is profound. You will clearly remember this day along with the day that you match and the day that you graduate. The White Coat Ceremony hasn't always been around. Most of the people on the stage didn't get a chance to experience it. We started in 1993, and the Arnold P. Gold Foundation recognized that we wanted to also bring to bear the science and the rigor that we bring as physicians, but also the compassionate care that means so much. The white coat is the mantle of our profession, and in years to come, you will wear your white coat during all patient encounters, identifying yourself as a medical student at UAB and a member of the noble tradition of medicine. So it's fitting that you receive your white coat ceremony in the presence of family and friends, our faculty and alumni, people who are invested in your success, and who will be invested, who you will need and call on throughout these next 4 years. And their support and encouragement, along with others, will be critical for both your success through school, but also no small part of why you're here today. So I would ask our new students to stand up with your mask on and turn around and thank your family and friends and your loved ones who are in the room for all their support to make this successful day possible. It is now my pleasure to introduce Dr. Christina Grabowski, our Associate Dean for Admissions and Enrollment Management.
Thank you, Dr. Vickers. This year we had 5,774 applicants to the School of Medicine. I probably don't have to tell you what a daunting task it is for the admissions committee to decide who gets to join the class. There are many, many talented applicants who apply, but only so many spots. You are the chosen few. On behalf of the admissions committee, it is my distinct pleasure to welcome this impressive group of future physicians to the UAB School of Medicine. You were chosen for good reasons. You're a smart, diverse, caring, inquisitive, and accomplished group. Let me share a little bit about these impressive future physicians for you. You've been involved in research and innovation. You've reported 105,435 hours of research activity. You're fluent in 26 different languages and conversational and more. You're educated in a wide variety of disciplines, from biology and chemistry and neuroscience to economics, music, engineering, to languages, anthropology, philosophy, and psychology, and many more. You graduated from 51 different undergraduate institutions, and you bring a diverse perspective and educational background to the class. You're a talented group. You've shown artistry, creativity, and a commitment through artistic endeavors, and I'll name a few. You play the guitar, piano, drums, saxophone, bassoon, and ukulele. One of you sings a cappella, and we have 2 radio DJs in the group. One of you is a Bollywood fusion dancer and another break dancer, which I have an appreciation for since I grew up in the 80s. You're creative. We have many writers in the group. In fact, we have a published poet. Many of you are photographers. One of you does embroidery. One of you has your own business making soap. We have podcasters and bloggers, too. And you keep busy with many interesting hobbies. Among you is a gardener, 3 scuba divers, an auto racer, a beekeeper, and a home renovator. And I'm watching HGTV for you. You've demonstrated wellness, discipline, time management, and perseverance through many different athletic and fitness programs. Track and field, cross country, swimming, football, golf, soccer, bodybuilding, powerlifting, basketball, volleyball, tennis, rowing, yoga, hiking, CrossFit, cycling, lacrosse, taekwondo, mountaineering, and many more. I'm just tired listening to that, all those ways that you stay fit. You've been places too. In fact, this class has studied abroad in more than 30 countries and done service learning projects in an additional 19. You've immersed yourself in languages and cultures. You bring world perspectives to UAB learning environment and to the practice of medicine. There are a lot of stamps in your passports. Perhaps more impressive is your commitment to serving others. You've demonstrated a giving heart in so many ways, and you've grown personally from these interactions. You've built homes for those in need through Habitat for Humanity. You've addressed food insecurities by working in food banks, homeless shelters, and soup kitchens. As a volunteer rescue technician, you've developed a calm and decisive mindset under demanding situations. You understand the importance of cultural understanding through immersion and stepping outside your comfort zone while helping immigrants assimilate. You've seen the significance of understanding local culture in order to provide services in an effective and sustainable manner. You've made sure people have clean water. You've learned through your hospice work about loneliness and the importance of companionship at the end of life. Through crisis hotline work, you better understand how a sincere desire to listen to others and offer comfort can help them through intense moments of duress and vulnerability. You've provided much needed help during the pandemic, contact tracing, grocery shopping, providing meals to healthcare workers, and more. You've served as big sibs, mentors, and buddies to disadvantaged and differently abled youth. You've made wishes come true. You've helped high school students or high school dropouts receive their GEDs. You've spent countless hours providing camp experiences for children with serious health issues. You've invested in the education of others through literacy programs, tutoring programs. You've staffed countless free clinics to provide health care to our uninsured or underinsured community members. You've dedicated 135,103 hours serving others. You've made a difference in their lives, and they've made a difference in yours. And now here today, you pledge yourself to a career of taking care of others. Indeed, you are a diverse, compassionate, creative, and impressive group. You are the chosen few. It's my distinct pleasure to welcome you to the UAB School of Medicine.
Thank you, Dr. Grabowski, for those remarks and defining in many ways who this class is. It's a great pleasure to introduce the president of the Medical Alumni Association, which reflects how old I am and how young he is. He used to be one of my medical students, Dr. Michael Bivens.
Good morning. I want to start off by saying, you know, it's a privilege. This is truly a privilege. It's a privilege that we all get to do this. Not that we got to do this, but we get to do this. So just remember that. As president of Medical Alumni Association, today I have two responsibilities. First is to honor a role model in our profession, and the second is to address the gift of the white coats and celebrate our new colleagues. The Martha Meyer Award, I want to announce the recipient of this year's Martha Myers Role Model Award, which recognizes humanism in medicine. Martha Myers was a graduate of the School of Medicine and dedicated her life to mission. She worked selflessly to change the world. In 2002, her life was taken as she was serving in a hospital in Yemen. At this time, she was, the event that happened, actually, she was caring for a patient, and she actually saved the patient's life, and the next day, her husband came in and murdered her because he didn't want her to spread Western ideas. She dedicated her entire life to service, and so we honor her legacy by yearly giving out a Role Model Award for service and selfless service. This year, with many worthy candidates, the Medical Alumni Association selected Dr. Pink Former, whose career has spanned decades and embodies that of a role model. You'll find Pink's full biography in the program, and a framed biography will be in the Martha Myers Role Model Lounge on the 4th floor of Oker Hall. Dr. Former was raised in Montgomery, Alabama, and graduated from the University of Alabama in 1972. After completing his internal medicine residency, he joined Simon Williamson Clinic here in Birmingham, where he served for over 3 decades, serving the Birmingham community in internal medicine. Due to his interest in rural health disparities in 2005, he started a solo practice in a small town called Brundage, Alabama, which is actually my small town. And this city had been without a physician for almost 2 decades. He then returned to Birmingham in 2010 to practice urgent care, and he restarted internal medicine practice. After retirement in early 2016 from his direct patient care, he continued to do clinical trials, which he worked on the Moderna trial and the Janssen trial. He is actively involved in leading the Underrepresented in Medicine Scholarship Committee now. Dr. Richard DeShazo nominated Dr. Former for this award and shared in his nomination letter. The characteristics behaviors of Pink has always demonstrated a high level of clinical competence with care delivered in a patient-centric manner, just the way Martha did. He is a born teacher both to his patients and trainees. He respects and values all he meets with great humility and has always been willing to sacrifice his best interests for those of his patients. Dr. Former was unable to be here today because his daughter just delivered her 4th child, Vivian, which is 7 pounds and 4 ounces. But he wanted to share with us his pleasure. He is honored that we consider him for this award. We present this award in this fashion because we want to inspire you to be like Martha Myers, to be a patient, to be a physician servant, to inspire you to service, to a life of service. And we want you to, and we hope that this award will inspire you along that track. Now, to the upcoming class of 2021, the Medical Alumni Associations join you, your families, and the School of Medicine in celebrating this remarkable point in your career. I want to start again by saying that this career in medicine, as Dr. Vickers always states, is a calling. It's a privilege. Every day when we get up and we put these white coats on, it is truly, truly something we get to do, not something we got to do. The white coat symbolizes integrity, purity, and wholesomeness. The Medical Alumni Association mission is to create this relationship with each of you with this gift of the white coat, and hopefully this will fit you now, and you will grow into it and come to represent its symbols as you make your way through medical school. On behalf of the Medical Alumni Association, congratulations on reaching this important milestone. We stand ready to support your growth and development towards your career in medicine. Some ways we have found to support you include scholarship, the emergency fund, through our medical student assistance fund, and we have multiple programs throughout the year, which I hope all of you get a chance to engage. As I stated earlier, this career in medicine is a privilege. We get to do it, not we gotta do it. I want to share a quick story. Finally, I want to share a quick story before I sit down. When I was fresh out of training, I was in my clinic one day, and my partner, he came out of a patient's room, and he was fiery red. And when I asked him, what was going on, he told me he wanted to fire this patient. And he wanted to fire this patient because he said the patient was a racist. And I said, wait a minute. And I said, well, what happened? He said, well, this patient had prostate cancer, and I wanted to refer this patient to you. And the patient stated, I don't want a black person touching me. I said, wait a minute, hold on a second. I saw that as an opportunity. I said, wait, let me go talk to him. So what I saw at that moment was not a patient that didn't like me. What I saw was a patient. I donned my white coat, and as human as I could, and as compassionate as I could, I went in and I approached him with dignity and with respect. Before I talked about his cancer, I wanted to know about him. We talked for over an hour. It took several visits, and eventually he allowed me to operate on him, and he is now cancer-free. About a year later, at a follow-up visit, when I walked in the room, he had tears in his eyes. And when I asked him what was going on, he looked at me, he hugged my neck, and he told me that I changed him. Real healing didn't start when I operated on him. Real healing started when I sat down and I showed compassion not only for his disease, but for him. So again, this is a privilege. This is not something I gotta do. This is not something I gotta do. This is something I get to do. So I leave y'all with this. Martha Myers had the privilege to serve people, and eventually one of the people in the community that she served will go on to take her life. But if she had the chance to do it all over again, she would, because it was a privilege. She got a chance to do it. Pink Farmer every day for over 30 years donned his white coat, and he served selfishly because it was a privilege, and he get the chance every day to do this. Every day I wake up and I don my white coat, and it's a privilege, and I get to do this, even when people may not like me or may not want me to touch them. You get a chance to do this. You get a chance starting today, you get a chance to do this also. It's going to be times where you're going to be tired of studying. It's going to be times when you're going to be up at the middle of the night on call. It's going to be times where you're going to have to come into the hospital early in the morning at 4 o'clock in the morning. It's going to be times when patients are not going to appreciate what you do. It's going to be times where people may be able to or might not be able to pay you for your services. It's going to be times there's going to be a sick COVID patient that's going to be infectious that you're going to go and you're going to treat anyway. Not because you got to do it, because you get to do it, and that's a privilege. Again, we wish you the best of luck, good health, and we look forward to your progress.
Thank you, Dr. Bivens. My name is Craig Hosley, and I'm the Senior Associate Dean for Medical Education. It's my honor to introduce today's keynote speaker, Dr. Hussein Abdul Latif. Dr. Abdul Latif is a professor in the Department of Pediatrics, and he joined the UAB faculty in 1999. He has served as the Pediatric Clerkship Co-Director since 2006, as well as the Co-Director of the required endocrine module in the MS2 year since 2007. He is the recipient of numerous teaching awards from students, residents, and peers. In 2020, the student body selected Dr. Abdul Latif as the faculty recipient of the Leonard Toe Humanism in Medicine Award, which recognizes a faculty member and student for the value they place on humanism in the delivery of care to patients and their families. I'll read you a few excerpts from the nomination letters we received from the students. When it comes to his patients, he was never less than compassionate and empathetic. He is in tune with them and their families, no matter their socioeconomic status, their background, or ethnicity. Another student wrote, "Anytime he sees me in the halls, he always seems so excited to see me and takes a few minutes to catch up. He has never made me feel less than or incompetent or like I don't deserve to be here. even when he has seen me at my lowest. Dr. Latif embodies what humanism is, and I can't think of a more deserving individual. Dr. Abdul Latif, thank you for the example you are to our students every day and of everything the White Coats are meant to represent. We're honored to have you with us today. Hussein?
Well, good afternoon, everybody. I have a confession to start with. This is probably one of the very few times that you will see me wearing a white coat. As a pediatrician, we don't usually wear white coats. We wear them sometimes, more like as a storage space, but not necessarily to see patients. We worry that white coats can scare kids. But I do understand what white coats stand for, and I respect them for that. And I am honored to be here standing before you, because as a teacher all those years, I learned that I learn more from you than you learn from me. I learn from my interactions with you, from your interactions with me, and from all of that energy that comes with you, that keeps me young. The Patient-Doctor Society, which is the module that you just finished, is probably the most important module of your medical school career because it sets the tone for your future as a physician. And it's the tone that says you are first human before you are a physician. And your patients are first human before they are physicians. And so today, I'm going to share with you two encounters. One of them is humbling to me because of my human failings, and the other one is enriching to me because of some positive things that comes out of negative circumstances. So the first encounter was basically Friday. I'm driving on the road. The light turns green, but there is an SUV, a big SUV in front of me. And it turns green, the light turns green, but that SUV is standing there, not moving, not moving, not moving. And I wait and wait and wait, and he's still not moving. So I punch on my horn a little bit, kind of like wake them up, perhaps they're sleepy, and they still did not move. And God, what's going on? So I turn to the right lane next to me, and I try to cross the green light, just to see that there is a man on a wheelchair that is not motorized trying to cross the street. That was a failing on my side because I was taught long ago that as a physician, I should not assume, or at least I should not assume negative things. And I did assume negative things in that situation. It humbled me because I forgot this very important lesson that I should have learned long ago. I was human, I was not humane. The second encounter is something that happened in the spring of this year. And it's a father who's a policeman in Gadsden and who had practicing policing in Gadsden for a long time. But he was also a father of a trans female. And he was standing in front of the legislature in Montgomery to testify on behalf of his daughter and on behalf of the physicians that treated his daughter. The context was that the Alabama legislature was trying to pass a law that would outlaw the use of puberty blockers for for kids who are trans-identified. And if that law passed, then someone like me, a pediatric endocrinologist, can end up in jail. So the father in front of the legislature says, those doctors helped my daughter. Those doctors saved my daughter's life from suicidal ideations. Please do not ask me to put a cuff on those daughters' wrists. In that encounter, in that testimony, I learned that what we do as doctors, just by doctoring, is something that is very, very, very positive, does not only affect people's health, but it affects people's lives. And this is a very important part of our career. The Quran, which is the holy book of Islam, tells us that God sends prophets to the society in order to teach them two very important things: to teach them the book and to teach them the wisdom. The word hikmah in Arabic, and Dr. Gorbowski mentioned that some of you speak many languages, so I'm using a language that's other than English. So hikmah, which is the Arabic word that is often translated as wisdom, is defined in the Arabic dictionaries that you take everything in consideration when you make your assessment, when you make a decision, and when you make your action. In Arabic, one of the words that we use for physician is hakim. So we physicians are wise ones, according to some Arabic culture and some Arabic societies. And indeed, although you will learn in medical school that there are guidelines for every single disease and complaint and stuff like that, and there are algorithms for everything, however, our decisions as physicians are always individualized for that particular patient, because we have to take the human factor in the decision making and not only the other scientific backgrounds. So humanism is a very important part, because we as physicians have to take the human factor in our decision making. Humanism does not only apply to our relationships with our patients. It has to apply to our relationships with our own selves, how to be graceful to ourselves, forgiving for our failings. Maybe I forgave myself Friday for my failing. It has to apply to our relationships with our loved ones and for every other person that we encounter. And that is the message of humanism. So I finish with, what is medicine to me today? It's about waking up every morning, a little nervous, I will have to confess, but also a little excited, because I'm going to meet people, I'm going to meet patients, I'm going to meet students, I'm going to meet colleagues and staff. And I will learn from those new ones who they are, what they like, what they don't like, what tribe do they belong to. Are they Auburn fans, or are they Alabama fans? Or are they none fans? And it's about solving challenges together as a group, in a group manner. And it's about fixing what can be fixed, managing what cannot be fixed, and trying to have peace with what we cannot control. Welcome to the wonderful world of medicine. Thank you.
Thank you, Hussein, for the moving statements. So at this point in our ceremony, we present two special awards in the School of Medicine that we purposely have in this setting. The first is the Sarah Cruz Finley MD Leadership Scholarship. Dr. Finley graduated from our school in 1955 along with her husband. And in those settings, there were very few women who finished our school. Dr. Wayne Finley and Dr. Sarah served on our faculty for nearly 40 years. Dr. Sarah Finley is remembered as a remarkable leader, a brilliant physician, scientist, and geneticist, and a kind and generous mentor to two generations of students, faculty, and staff. To honor that legacy, the Finley family has established a scholarship recognizing a rising third-year student who embodies the leadership qualities of Dr. Sarah, who is so well remembered. Here today is Dr. Wayne Finley, his daughter Sarah, and their son, Dr. Randy Finley. Would you please stand? In addition to a full tuition scholarship for a third and fourth years of a student, the award includes a new white coat with the special insignia identifying the recipient as a Sarah Cruz Finley Leadership Scholar. This year's recipient is Desalyn Johnson. Desalyn grew up in Huntsville and attended the University of Alabama in Huntsville, where she earned a Bachelor's of Science degree in Biological Sciences. During her time at UAH, she founded the Honors Diversity Initiative to promote cultural awareness and increase inclusion within the campus. She continues to be passionate about diversity, equity, and inclusion in the medical school. She's a part of the Lewis Stokes Alliance for Minority Participation Mentor Program, the Underrepresented Medicine Initiative, Patient Educator Program at Empower, the Minority Association for Pre-Medical Students Mentor Program. She's proficient in Spanish and serves as a Spanish translator at Equal Access Birmingham. Following in Dr. Sarah Finley's footsteps, Deslin hopes to further support her community through her passion for health equity. She's recently awarded the National Institutes of Health Research Service Award via our CCTS, right, as the Center for Translational Science, TL1 Trainee Award and Program. This award allows her 12 months of dedicated time that is paid for research in health disparities, as well as earning a master's in public health. Congratulations on receiving this prestigious scholarship, Deslin. I hope you wear your new white coat with the Finley insignia proudly, and that it serves as a reminder of everything you have achieved so far and all that you will achieve in the future. Deslin, come forward to receive your white coat from the Finley family. It fits you well. Thank you very much. You may be seated. The second award is the Brewer-Heslin Award. The Brewer-Heslin Award for Professionalism in Medicine was established to honor our late Governor Albert Brewer and his surgeon, Dr. Marty Heslin, to recognize a medicine faculty who exemplifies the highest ideals of our profession. This year's recipient is Dr. Sharon Spencer in the Department of Radiation Oncology. I've known Sharon for several years, and she is an outstanding, compassionate physician and radiation oncologist who cares deeply about our patients who are often suffering from incurable cancers. You can read with some detail the biography of Dr. Spencer and why she was selected for this award in your program. So as I mentioned, it might seem fortuitous that we have these awards in this setting, but it is intentional. We want to make sure that you understand the power of a practicing physician, the power of development and leadership as you go through your course of medical school. We appreciate Dr. Abdul Latif representing everything the White Coat Ceremony stands for and his moving, compassionate address. And we hold all of these individuals up as examples of empathy, mentorship, and commitment to patient care and advocacy and your overall development as a physician. So now I'll call on Dr. Nick Van Wagner, our Associate Dean for Students, to proceed with the ceremonies.
Thank you, Dr. Vickers. It is now my distinct pleasure to present the class entering in 2021 for their white coat cloaking. The students will be led onto the stage by their learning community faculty mentors. You can find a list of students by learning community in your program. They will first sign the honor code. Their learning community mentor will then announce each student's name. The student will proceed to the center of the stage where a faculty member will assist them in donning their white coat. Assisting today with today's cloaking are Dr. David Bram, Director of the Rural Medicine Program representing the Huntsville campus, Dr. Michael Bivens, Medical Alumni Association President, representing the Montgomery campus, and Dr. Richard Friend, Dean of the Tuscaloosa campus. After the student has been cloaked, Dr. Abdul Latif will present them with a Humanism in Medicine lapel pin, a gift from the Arnold P. Gold Foundation. The students will then have an opportunity to have their photo taken with Dr. Vickers. This is a celebratory moment, and we definitely want you to show your support and your pride in your students. We definitely want you to do that. All we ask is that you keep your celebrations short so that we make sure that we can hear each student's name as they are read. If the members of the platform party who are involved in cloaking could move into place, we're now ready to proceed. First, students from the Barfield-Carter Learning Community, will you please stand and approach the stage?
Hello, my name is Desiree Morgan, and I have the privilege of being the lead mentor for the Barfield-Carter community. I want to congratulate the students and you, their parents, loved ones, friends, and family for being here and for your support for them now and in the next 4 years. So let's get started. I'm going to need these. Mel Ebling. Rachel Frazier. Adam Hosley. Garrett Jeblies. Wendy Jang. Aaron Lagrone. Alexander Lee. Hamad Mohammed. Scott Wynn. Henry Smith T. Atea Nikel Spears. Madison Taylor. Holly Thanakal. Michael Wang. And McKinley Williams.
Hi, I'm Caroline Harada, and I'll be presenting the Finley Learning Community. Yolanda Amazaga. Cody Michael Anger. Devin Ray Dobbins. Caitlin Lee Estes. Taylor Nicole Golden. Kayla Ty Hazelwood Charniot. Sheena Khan. Jenna Lee McLaughlin. Madhuri Maleti. Abigail Elizabeth Nelson Miller. Andrew Boyd Price. Zainab Sanusi. William Hunter Scott. Matthew Charles Tackett. Anna Catherine Tankersley. Lily Grace Feasy.
My name is Marissa Nadelson Love, and I have the honor and privilege of being the lead mentor for the Hamilton Learning Community. Chloe Carroll. Owen Keneally. Natalie Alexandra Doran. Daniel Jordan Frank. Russ Fuller. Spencer Gibbs. Evan Garrison Gross. Kelsey Adele Hornbuckle. Brittany Renee Isaac. Lindsay Dale James. Emery Brennis Johnson. Fiza Mahmood. Bipul Manali. Jordan Butler McGill. Brian Richard Mortimer. Kimberly Laura Romanoff. Veronica Michelle Smith. Bradley Tyler Thigpen. Lauren Nicole Urshri.
Hello, my name's Chandra Blakemore, and I'm the lead mentor for the Harrison community. And I am very privileged to be announcing my community members to you today. Peter Gali Abdulmesi. Priyanka Nikki Ahuja. Caleb Bush. Laura Catherine Wright Creswell. Casey Angel Freer. Amarani Garcia. Courtney Lauren Heyman. Hudson Honeywell. Madison Marie Jazorski. Hunter Hobson Johnson IV. Javier Kenichi Nishikawa. Kara Paige Parker. Savannah Sally Petrus. Elizabeth Christine Pettibone. Eleanor Elizabeth Pitchford. Abigail Elizabeth Zane.
Good afternoon. My name is Danielle Powell, and I have the honor of serving as the lead mentor for the Hill Learning Community. Margaret Lee Baldwin. Isabella Alonzo Blair. Mackenzie Emma Boxall. Sarah Michelle Fuller. Hannah Margaret Goimer. Omar Hamid. Sean Edward Haskell. Virginia Sterling Haley. Trinity Nicole Houston. William Christopher Iliano. Victoria Susan Jimenez. Samuel Johnson. Alan Jupe. Tyler Lind. Caleb Ryan McLaughlin. Landon Joseph McNillich. Jarrett Luke Ridgway. Solomon Roman Soto. Hamat Shrivastava. Anna Page Wilson.
Thank you all. Students, please stand. To our faculty and guests, it is my absolute pleasure to present to you the future of the UAB School of Medicine, the class entering in 2021. So students, as you recess today, you will be led directly outside the BJCC where you can meet your family and your friends. To our guests, once the students and the stage party have recessed from the concert hall, we ask that you help us reduce indoor crowds by heading outside to congregate and celebrate with your students outside. This concludes our ceremony. Thank you so much for attending today.